there's been a lot of chatter about how this Knicks team finished the season. There were a lot of big surprises with them, but the biggest surprise of them all was obviously the emergence of Jalen Brunson, who I think has graduated to superstar level in terms of the NBA superstars that I look at in this league. A lot of people are looking at this team like, okay, if they had one more piece, maybe they get over the hump. They can challenge the likes of Boston. But a lot of people are saying they need to go make a trade. There's been rumblings that Kevin Durant may want out of Phoenix. No one really knows for sure, but the rumblings were there nonetheless. Should the New York Knicks make a play for Kevin Durant, dare I say make a play for LeBron James, even though it's very likely that LeBron is just going to stay in LA with the Lakers. And I take a look at this team, and they overachieved, obviously, with all the injuries that they sustained. Remember, Julius Randle, who is a 25-10 type of guy that they could have had on this roster, was injured. He had a season-ending surgery, and he didn't return this season. Bogdanovich got injured, Mitchell Robinson got injured, Josh Hart got injured, and ultimately Jalen Brunson went down in the playoffs for good. I gotta say, like last year, I would have said absolutely that the Knicks need to go ahead and trade those picks and try to get a superstar out there. But then I took a look at who is still playing right now in the playoffs, who has been very successful over the past couple of years. It's been the teams that have really built from the ground up, like the Golden State Warriors did in the past. You see the Denver Nuggets of the world and how they grew into the championship potential team that they are. You see the Minnesota Timberwolves, how far they've come in the Western Conference Finals, where they started. They did it with draft picks and bringing in guys that fit the mold and fit the culture that they're trying to build. The same can be said for the New York Knicks, in my opinion. You brought in a bunch of guys that, although we're journeymen, they absolutely fit each other. They have the same kind of mindset. They mirror their coach and what his mindset is. You know, it's a bunch of guys that like you may not see as all-stars, so to speak, when we talk about the Knicks. We talk about DiVincenzo. We talk about Josh Hart. You know, we talk about Bogdanovich. Even Jalen Brunson before he became who he became. Julius Randle as well, who is an all-star, also to go with Jalen Brunson. I just kind of look at this team and I think, you know what? Last year I would say, yeah, go try and get Kevin Durant. Use one of those 4 first-round draft picks and try to go after a superstar. But I think the Knicks should, stay down with what they have right now. Let the guys that are coming back, see if you can get Hartenstein back, see if you can get Alec Burks back on a deal, and just kind of run it back with this team. Get Julius Randle healthy, get all your guys healthy, and I say come back again with this same team and this same culture, and see how far you can take it when you guys are healthy and whole. You don't want to mess up chemistry. Chemistry now more than ever, and I think in the NBA is really showing itself to be the best way to start competing for championships, as opposed to how we've seen in the past, getting a big three together, just bringing superstars together and throwing some guys in there just to fill cap space and roster spots and see what happens there. We just saw it with the Phoenix Suns. They didn't take them very far. Although there were 3 superstars struggled to stay on the floor together healthy at the same time, the whole big three concept has really, I think been watered down because we're seeing more teams that have taken the time to build through the draft and sign guys that fit the team and fit the culture of what they're trying to build once you get your core guys. Minnesota, you see their core guys with Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. Dallas Mavericks, their core guys, Luka. They're building it with Kyrie Irving and other guys. It fits really well, as you see. And we see it with the New York Knicks, I think, in my opinion. I think they should continue to follow that lead that they're going right now and try to run it back with this team. Now, if you can add a guy who is out there in free agency that will cost you a draft pick or 2, but he fits the culture and fits the locker room, yeah, you absolutely go after that because you're trying to get better. You never want to stay the same. You certainly don't want to go backwards from year to year with how competitive the NBA is, as we all know. But if I'm the New York Knicks, I would not be so quick to spend all of my draft picks on a superstar just to try to make it look good on paper.